Welcome to the recording of the Exhibitor presentation from May 28, 2026. WeWALK Smart Cane 2, WeWALK Limited. Enjoy the presentation.
Well, welcome everyone to the WeWALK presentation here at SightCity. It's a pleasure to be joining you. My name is Joe Alfonso. I'm the growth manager at WeWALK. As a growth manager, I'm responsible for overseeing various regions, but I've been with the organization for a little over 5.5 years now. And I'm excited to be sharing information about our technology with all of you. So let me start off by giving a little bit of background about our organization. So our mission here in WeWALK is to leverage cutting-edge tech and AI to create revolutionary mobility tools for society for visually impaired people driven by lived experiences. I'm going to try to make this as accessible as possible. So on the left-hand side, there is someone holding the WeWALK Smart Cane 2, and on the right-hand side, it shows text explaining our mission here at WeWALK. Now, we like to emphasize the lived experiences aspect because multiple team members on WeWALK are visually impaired. And we also reach out very closely to the community in order to help shape the products and experiences whenever they are using our products. And our device that we currently are exhibiting at SightCity is called the Smart Cane 2. It was released last year, and its features consist of various features being displayed on the left-hand side of the screen as well as on the right-hand side. So first and foremost, the Smart Cane 2 can be used as a traditional cane. So it's very lightweight, it's weather resistant, and it can be used for ground level detection, even when you're not connected to your phone. So if you just want to use it as your everyday white cane, you can certainly do that just because of the size and the similarity to a traditional cane. However, if you want to be able to benefit from upper body obstacle detection, it contains an obstacle detection sensor located on the handle of the cane, and it also has an inbuilt flashlight that allows you to be able to illuminate darkly lit areas. So for example, let's say you're walking around late at night, you want to illuminate pathways to make sure that you are walking on the road correctly, or perhaps you want to be more visible for pedestrians or traffic. You can leave that flashlight on and simply enable it by using the text. For any of you that want to make sure that you're not running into tree branches or stop signs, you'll get audio as well as vibrational feedback to let you know when you're approaching an upper body obstacle, such as a tree branch. You'll feel either a vibration on the cane, or you'll hear an audio alert. Or if you want to have both, you can also adjust that in the settings to be able to get both audio as well as vibrational alerts. So that vibration comes on the cane's handle, and then when you feel that vibration, at that point, you know that there's an obstacle that you can avoid. And what's nice is with these safety features, you don't need to be connected to your phone. You simply power on the device using the inbuilt button. Once it's on, you can adjust the obstacle detection sensor based on your needs, and you can also enable the flashlight if you need it whenever you want. So those two features, again, are very easy to use. It's just a matter of finding the right buttons located on the cane handle. I mentioned earlier, you can use it as a traditional cane. There's no technology built into the bottom section of the cane. So I want all of you to imagine a traditional white cane, except we've chopped off the handle and replaced it with technology. Now, the third level of the pyramid is the navigation feature. What you can do is you can pair up your Smart Cane 2 with your iPhone or Android device. So you simply have to download the WeWALK app, and once you have it downloaded, you simply create an account inside the application. You pair it up with the Smart Cane through Bluetooth, and once it's paired up, you'll get access to navigate to shops, restaurants, landmarks, transport stops as well. You can even view live public transit information as well as get stop tracking alerts, which means, for example, if you are boarding a bus or a train, you want to make sure you don't miss your stop. You can enable stop alerts inside the application so that you can get notified when it's time for you to get off your stop. We also have an exploration mode to discover nearby places. So for example, let's say you're vacationing somewhere. You want to walk around and find out what's around you. You can enable our exploration mode, and it will announce any points of interest such as restaurants, cafes, museum. It'll announce its clock direction as well as its distance, so you know the places that you're passing by. However, let's say you don't want to leave your hotel room, for example. You can simply tap on the Explore button on the page, and you can find nearby restaurants, cafes. Simply select on the category, and you can find the closest restaurants or cafes around you, and you can get turn-by-turn navigation to that specific address. So the way the turn-by-turn navigation works, it'll tell you to take a right on First Street, for example, in 10 meters. And then once you complete that set of directions, it'll say in 20 meters, you're going to take a left on Second Street. So it's walking you every step of the way to make sure that you get to your destination. And last but not least, we have the AI assistant feature. So this feature is very easy to use. You can use voice commands in order to be able to get real-time information from your smart cane. So the benefit of this is not having to take your phone out in order to ask questions to your phone. There might be places, for example, where you're walking around late at night where you don't want to have an expensive phone out in the open, easy for people to grab. Or perhaps you're somewhere where it's very icy outside. You want to have your other hand free. The WeWALK Smart Cane 2 allows you to place your phone in your pocket, in a bag, wherever it's convenient for you, so that you're only using your one hand to navigate to places. But with the AI assistant, if you press a button, you can ask questions like closest cafe, closest restaurant, and then when you let go of that button, it'll actually announce the results directly through the inbuilt speakers on the cane's handle. So it's located at the very top of the handle. However, if you're walking around outside and you want to use a Bluetooth earpiece, wired headset, or even Meta glasses, for example, and you want to get audio output through that, you can certainly do that by just pairing it up via Bluetooth, and instead of outputting through the cane speakers, it'll output through the headset of your choosing. And you're not limited to just asking for directions for places. You can ask your AI assistant other questions, such as what's the battery life on my smart cane? You can say, where am I at the moment? And it'll announce your address. You can even have it tell you knock-knock jokes, or teach you how to bake chocolate chip cookies, for example. The possibilities are endless. And again, it's simply pressing a button to be able to activate your AI assistant. So really, we've combined all of these features in the Smart Cane. Just to summarize, you can use it as a classic cane because the size and feel is very similar to a traditional cane. But if you want to benefit from that upper body obstacle detection and built-in flashlight to make sure you're not hitting tree branches and high-level obstacles, that's where you can use a safety mode that doesn't require the use of your phone. If you're someone that wants to start moving to places on your own and start traveling, you can go ahead and use our navigation feature by downloading the WeWALK app, pairing it up via Bluetooth, and you have everything at your disposal, including transit information, restaurants, cafes, shops, all directly from the WeWALK app. And last but not least, we have that AI assistant feature that I mentioned earlier, where you can simply ask questions to your cane with a push of a button, including directions to restaurants or anything that you want to ask your cane. It's powered by Google Gemini, so technically anything that you want to ask Google Gemini, you can ask your smart cane as well. And we can't do this alone. We work with various organizations worldwide, including RNIB, CNIB, VLRC in Canada, as well as Vision Australia. In addition to that, we've won various awards globally, including the King's Award for Enterprise, Time's Best Invention, and the Edison Gold Awards as well. This slide actually has a photo of our team members being invited to Windsor Castle, and the king himself was actually able to try the Smart Cane 2, and he was quite impressed in terms of the features that we managed to include in such a small and lightweight device. He was able to try out the obstacle detection feature as well, and was quite impressed in terms of its accuracy. The one thing I wanted to mention as well for any O&Ms that are joining, we have something called AI mobility monitoring. We're always looking to push the envelope and innovate with our technology. So for anyone that works with visually impaired people, we have something called AIM, or AI mobility for short. And With the Smart Cane, you can issue one of these to your students, and it can collect metrics from your student if they choose to share their data with you. So it can collect data such as cane angle, cane swipes, walking speed, self-reported confidence levels to make sure that your student is using correct cane technique. So it benefits both the students as well as the instructors, because it makes sure that A, the students are using their canes outside of a classroom setting, and B, it also makes sure that they're not holding their cane too high or too low, and that they're using correct cane best practices whenever they're outside on their own. And this just has a couple of photos from some of the events we've attended. We are quite global, so we've attended various events in the US. This week we are at SightCity. Here's a couple of photos as well from our Australia visit as well, including Japan. So we travel quite often to make sure that everyone is able to experience the cane firsthand as well. If it is something that you want to try out, you can always reach out to us at info@wewalk.io. Again, that's info, I as in igloo, N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, O as in Olive, @WeWALK, so our organization name, WEWALK.io. So info@wewalk.io. And we're happy to answer any questions that you might have regarding its features. If you have any distributors nearby where you might want to try it out, we can always refer you to one of our close distributors so that you can try it firsthand. I will say the learning curve is quite low. It's one of those pieces of technology that you can pick up quite easily. As with any new piece of technology, it will have a slight learning curve to it, but overall, you'll be able to understand its features with a little bit of practice. So I hope that gives everyone a better understanding in terms of the features built into the Smart Cane 2. It's been getting great feedback so far globally, just because, it's one of those things where it's like a Swiss Army knife where you can use it according to how you would use it in your day-to-day. So if you want to use it for the obstacle detection, if you want to use it to get a cup of coffee, it has all of those features at your disposal. So I'm going to stop it there. Are there any questions? Right. Well, it doesn't look like there are any questions. If you happen to be in the Germany, Frankfurt area, we will be exhibiting at SightCity until Friday afternoon. So please feel free to stop by. And as I mentioned earlier, if you do have any questions, please feel free to email us at info@wewalk.io. And we're happy to answer any questions you might have. If you want to try it in person, we're happy to refer you to your closest blind organizational partner or distributor as well to be able to try it out firsthand. Thank you everyone for joining. I really do appreciate your time, and I wish all of you a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation. For more information, visit sightcity.net/O032152. Thank you, and see you at the next SightCity.